My name is Sarah Alton. I am the third generation here at Kenruth Farms outside of Lucknow, Ontario. We are a feedlot and we just feed under 3,000 head from around 600 weights up to finish. We used to have 3 different locations, and in the last 5 to 6 years we've centralized to one location. It helps us manage better with treatments, protocols, cleaning out, and feeding. So we have 3 barns here on site. We start them in our slap barn, then we bring them down to a pack growing barn, and then we finish them here behind me on the pack barn as well. We try and keep each pen together for about 30 days, just in case there's a health issue that arises, that we can trace it back to where they came from. Each pen has lots of bunk space based on the size of cattle, and we do not overcrowd them on arrival. We try and keep them spaced out to get them on feed and feel comfortable. We've grooved our slats so that they can feel comfortable on the slats. So we like to do a background check on our arrival cattle that we receive on farm. Some of the questions that we like to ask are how well the grass was when they were on pasture, the age that they are, the vaccine protocol that they were given, and if they've been bunk trained and given a pelleted feed before they arrive here. Each group of cattle is very unique, so based on the background information, we try to cater what's best for the cattle. One of the major things that we notice if they come in on a stressed, bad pasture, we try to give them nice long stem hay, good quality hay, just to get them started. And then we do a slow starter program with slowly stepping them up as they move along. We monitor the bunks the first week very closely. If they're picking through their feed and just wanting the hay, then maybe we need to do a double hay just to get them eating a little bit of that silage in the mix. Always keeping the feed fresh. If there's a little bit of the stale smell, then maybe that's going to turn them away. So we always like to make sure that they've been cleaning up their feed every time before we drop off more feed on top of that. So once the cattle arrive, they get a full bunk of hay, and then within 24 hours we process them, and we do temp checks on the whole group and give them Lactopro to help us push them if they've been bunk trained and put them on a faster grain diet. That helps us move them along about 30 days faster. But if they haven't been bunk trained, we try to slow it down. We give them a better quality hay on arrival, long stem. We do a starter step up program. So during the first week here, we really monitor the pen based on a group. If they've been hanging back from the bunk not wanting to eat, maybe there's just more than just the feed. We like to do a manure check and make sure there's no coccidiosis, and base them on a group. We've noticed that keeping our cattle in a smaller pen, we can identify that group if there is a major issue for health problems. 3 main standard things that we do here on farm is give electrolytes for the first week. We process within 24 hours of arrival and give them a Lactopro supplement. And we also temp check when we're processing. The temp check is very important because then we can know if there's a couple cattle in the group that are sick and need some extra time and care to get them through and started on feed. So when we're processing, we like to get a really good catch weight on arrival, because down the road, if you're pulling cattle from that pen, you'll be able to determine between 2 different steers, so that our software can help us determine between a 6 steer down the road. So if we're pulling 2 steers from the same pen and they're gaining, one's gaining 3 pounds a day and the other steer is gaining 1 pound a day, that 3 pound a day steer, it may be sick, but it's not as sick as the 1 pound a day steer. So on farm here, we have a processing protocol book for all the processing that we do. All of our employees like to use it as a good tool to make sure that they can bring all the things that they need to the barn for, depending on what processing we are doing. The board here behind me is a good visual for all the cattle inventory that we have. It's to also help know when they came, the inventory that's in the pen, when they need to be processed, when they need to be weighed, and the foot bathing time that they should be foot bathed. So our software program is ITS. We use it to help us track all of our records, making better treatments for better not overusing the same drug. We also know the withdrawals, and it really helps us keep on record and on time for our implants, because that is very important here on our farm, that we like to keep on schedule and making sure that they are done at the right time. So this program has been a great tool to help us track treatments, the feeding, pen closeouts. It's really also great for knowing the top end of a group of cattle, so that we can take the top end and ship them when they need to be shipped. And then also knowing about your bottom end and how well they are doing, and if they need to be shipped at a certain time based on what they're gaining. We also use in our program information at the end of the year. We extract all the information and sit down with our vets to see what we need to improve upon, and use it to also help us determine what we need to add into our arrival protocol down the road.